Hi gang, welcome back to the Pleasure Dome. O2 sensor massacre, part 2. So in part 1 we tested the O2 sensor. Sensor is dead. We showed that wasn't working. Tried to take the O2 sensor off and we found out it had been absolutely butchered. Someone's been at it with a chisel, haven't they? And then we had to drop the downpipe to get it off. In this episode, we're rewiring the sensor, fitting it, and then retesting it. Let's go do this. Sky's blue gang, but bloody hell is it cold. So we're down to -6 last night. Probably about 1 degree now. And I've got ice in the car and outside the car. There may be more on the inside than the outside. Right, so we've got to rewire the sensor. So we're going to do that in the house before we get back under the car in the cold. Bloody hell. Right gang, welcome back to the workshop. Kitchen. Yeah, the wife's away on business for a few days, so we've got the run of the place. So we don't wreck the place, eh? Today we're going to try to rewire this O2 sensor. So what have we got? We've got the old one. So this is the old one, I've already clipped it, made a little start. We've got the new one that's fitted to the exhaust manifold. I did think about taking it back out, but I couldn't be bothered. You saw in the last video that the threads in here weren't that deep, so I'm like, well, the less I messing about I do with that, the better. So that's the being left in and just bring the whole thing in. We've got the connector on the new one, I've already clipped off. Got my soldering iron, got my wire cutters. I've got some heat shrink sheath to put over it. Taken the old one, put it in place, measured the length, giving myself a little bit more wiggle room, and then clipped it off. And then we're just going to splice in the old one. And the wiring, I believe, is sensor signal is the grey, sensor ground is the black, and then you've just got the two white ones for the heater element. Now, all the heater element is just a glorified resistor, so it's not important on polarity, so you can wire those any way around. Although, in my last video, one guy did suggest he did it the wrong way around and blew his main fuse. I've done some more reading on that, and then you can assume it's a faulty connector in terms of the insulation inside the sensor, which protects the heater from grounding out on the exhaust. So I don't think they're polarity important, but we'll soon find out when we put it back on the car and start it. So I've trimmed those already, exposed the wires. Need to do the same on the new sensor, trim those and expose those, spin them together, pop some solder on, pop the sheath on and shrink them down, job done. I did want to use some of the ones which you can just pop in and then you heat up and then it does it all for you, but I just couldn't get any in time. So we're going to do this, but wanted to make sure it was a permanent quality connector, well protected. That's why I've got my shrink sheaths and I've got my soldering iron. We're going to pop some proper solder on there, make sure it's strong and lasts a long time going into the future. Right, so we just need to trim these 4. That's not really working that well. That keeps cutting through my wire, so I'm going to just nip them with the scissors. Be really careful because I don't want to be in a situation here where I slip up and then end up too short, because that would be a disaster, wouldn't it? That's quite straightforward. Just very lightly clip it in, slide it off. Jobs are good. Nice and easy. All 4 done. Pop the shrink on each individual one. It's exciting stuff this is, folks. Put the shrink on. Ow, sharp, dude. Ow. Shrink on that one. Second one going on. Slide those out of the way for now, don't need those ones for a bit. So we'll start twisting these together. Grey one done, black one done. What we'll do is we'll solder the grey and black one, and then we'll come back and twizzle the white ones and then solder those, yeah? So we'll go with this, see what we can get on, see what if we're up to temperature. There's a bit on there. Yeah, I think I might need some flux. Yeah, my solder's not breaking the surface tension on this, as obviously needs cleaning, so let's get some flux out of the garage to do that. Change of plan. So I was looking to get some more solder with the flux in it, but I've had a chat to a few people. One of my mates at work recommended these solder seal connectors, so I thought I'll give these a go. I had a trial with them last night and they seem to work really well and actually quite strong once you made them in terms of trying to pull them apart. So just need 4 of these. The only challenge here really is I need to make 4 good ones. If I don't make 4 good ones, I've got to cut it apart, start shortening wires. It's all going to get a bit messy. So I need to do four good ones. I've only had one practice, so it's not that difficult. But let's give it a go. So I need a heat gun. So I picked up a cheap heat gun off the Jungle website. So, and then got this reflector nozzle. So you put the wire in here to get good coverage of heat all the way around the wire. Yeah, that's plugged in. Right, let's do the black one first. I'm not twisting these. I'm trying to get the wire to kind of mush into each other as you push it through. See if I can zoom in a little bit. So you slide it through the tube, the shrink tube, past the kind of the red bit, which is the glue. Okay, kind of halfway in to the solder seal in the middle. Slide the other bit in. This slide's slightly thicker, so it's difficult to get in. Right, we're in now. We're past the glue bit. Push them together. It's pretty good. I'm going to get the rest out of the way without this whole thing falling apart, which is really difficult, actually quite difficult. And there we go. Try to hook this over without moving it very much. One final check. We're mashed together and we're in the middle. Because this is a one-shot deal, guys. One-shot deal. And I'm just going to turn it on. Put it on the full bore. Careful not to burn yourself. Or anything else for that matter. Just let it shrink down. You see the solder running. It should be done. That's going to be hot for a while, so careful with that. Oh, there you go. So look at that then. So that's melted the glue bit, melted the heat, the shrink. You just see the solder in there. So the solder's melted as well. Glue and then the shrink. I'm going to try and pull the thing apart now. Make sure it's strong enough. That's strong enough, so that's good enough, and then we'll do the rest. Number 2 done. For the grey one, I did slightly break the insulation down here, so I've just put a normal heat shrink on that one. Right, so we've got the 4. Last bit solder in there, solder in there, solder in there, solder in there as well. And then I've got these ones I put on earlier, haven't I? I'll slide these over. Oh yes. Right, we're on. It's looking good, so let's give it a good blast with this. Fabulous. Looks good. Brand new. That looks good. Alright, let's get it back on the car. It's always at times like this when you just put the final bit of insulation on, you have a bit of panic that you've got the colours right and all matched up. So just went back to the video and have a look, but yeah, all's good. Let's go. So the first thing I want to do is just put a bit of paracord down the routing of the sensor wire. So when I'm pushing it up from underneath, I can pull the paracord and pull it up as well. So hopefully it goes in the right place and doesn't get stuck. Let's just pop that down there. So let's just put this on the end of here. Well, that's all attached, so we can give that a bit of a guide up now, can't we? Don't pull too hard, gang. So we need to thread this back into place. So, just give this paracord a bit of a pull. Put that around there for now. Okay. Put that bit back through there. Okie dokie. Right, the gasket on the exhaust looks good, so we can reuse that. Don't have to take that off. That's a bonus, isn't it, gang? So put the hanger back on. Yeah, she's back on. Right, that's good. Put that past the mat. Straight in. And then pretty much in the right place down there as well. So no washers on these ones. It's pretty good. I'll give that paracord a pull. See if we can take that cable back up. Get that totally out of the way. Well, it's halfway up. Okay. Alright, so she's coming through that gap there. So just a bit, just so tight there, isn't it? Fiddly. Oh, there we are. Right, we've got her up. Okay, cool. I'm just going to pop the gasket back on and the bolts on for this, for the cap bit. Right, so it goes in there like that, doesn't it? This being asymmetric only goes on the one way, which is that way around. Can't go on that way around because the bolt at the bottom would be in the wrong place. So we've got to bring all this together at the same time, haven't we? Do bottom one first. Bottom one through. Let's just drop the nut on. God, it's cold on the fingers today. You might have to do one nut and bolt at a time, go for a warm up and then come back. Let's push it to 2, yeah? Push it to 2. Oh, okay, well, second one's gone in. Oh, it's just so fiddly and painful. Third one in. Gasket's still looking good. Right, so those 3 on. Let's do the rest. Yeah. So 5 more of these to do. Impact gun on the minimum torque setting, so I don't break anything here. Starting really slowly. Well, let's see if we can get these on. Where possible, get them on by hand so we don't cross and thread anything. Because that'll be a pain in the arse, wouldn't it, kids? Yeah, that's one on. Yeah, another one on. Yep, another one on. 2 left. 2 left, the most difficult ones. Someone said start with the worst one, get the worst one off and the rest are easy, which I can kind of understand, but then I'm like here for quick wins as well. Let's get some quick wins out of the way, get some momentum is kind of probably more of where I'm sat. And then you kind of learn as you go and find your way to deal with the worst one by the time you get to it, you know what I mean? We're on, right. Pick these up. They're all on. They're not tight, so that's cool. Oh, so cool. One done. Ugh, could hit me in the face. Ah, you git! You could have told me the washer was there. Oh, here we go. Just using the washer to space out the sockets. The problem is the bolts are just too long for the depth of the socket. It slipped off. And the one I struggled with last time. Oh, I wish my universal joint was a bit stiffer. Oh, it's not stiff enough. That's what we washers. Come on. Oh, this is what you get with not having the right tools, gang. That's going to get a ratchet because that's not going to work. Right then, so we've got a ratchet and a spanner. That feels pretty good actually, so I think we're done with that. They're all on there tight. Right, let's just tighten these up then. Oh, all the way around. And I've already done the front one. Right, brilliant, all tightened up. Right, just need to undo this paracord now and connect this back up. Put that together and reattached. So, it's time to start her up and see what she's like. Another thing I've done this week is fitted a new battery. container batteries. So yeah, Enduro line, their own brand, reviews really well. I think it says 0.75 spec, so 60 amp hours or something like that. Should be better, much better. Fitted it last night, so I hope it's just still got power in it. Right, let's give it a start. Here we go. Significant amount of smoke coming off the penetrating oil I put on the manifold to get those bolts out. Panic stations, but it's all okay. Right, so she's been ticking over for about 15 minutes, almost up to temperature. Oil starting to move, so she's getting up to temperature. Still no sign of any engine warning light. And smoking's gone from the manifold, which is good. She sounds really good. Sounds smooth. Exhaust sounds good. I've got some kind of something rattling under there. I don't know what it is, but it's just a mechanical rattling. But exhaust sounds good. Sounding sweet. I need to just run that torque app now and have a quick check, see if we've got a oscillating sensor curve, don't we? Check out my wipers. Sound like a Dalek. Terminate, terminate. Right guys, back in the torque app then. Connected to the car. Let's just check the codes. Requesting codes. 0 faults. No faults coming back from the that's great news, isn't it? Nothing. Right, let's go back to graphing. Select the O2 sensor. Figured out this is alphabetical. Should have noticed last time, really. Here we go. Bank 1, sensor 1. Press play. Let's see what this tells us. Oh, hello. We've gone down, we've gone up again, and down again, and up again. This is looking like exactly what we want. Oscillating between about 0.8 and 0.1. Changes under acceleration. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? Yep, up and down, up and down, up and down. Fabulous. What else do we look for? Test results. So we've got, and this top one was a problem last time. That's now okay. I'll ignore the other red one because I think that might be the other sensor. It's not on. Brilliant. That's it, guys. Another job done. One step closer to being back on the road. Fantastic. Do you want to guess how much that little job cost me? Have a quick guess. £23. The sensor cost me £17 off eBay. Yeah, it was the right one. We were able to bastardise it with the connector from the old one. And the connectors cost me £6 off of Amazon. So brilliant, cheap, and works a treat. Ticking over really well. No engine warning lights. Fantastic. So we should be able to get through the emissions check and get through that MOT. Absolutely fantastic. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take care of yourselves out there. My name's Craig. I'm exhausted. See you next time.